Welcome to SGL Spiritual Guided Light. For those of you who are new to tuning into SGL, welcome. If you have any questions or feedback, make sure you email spiritualguidinglight@gmail.com. I just wanted to bring out a personal message from me to you, listener. And the message simply is because we have emotions and actions on the spread and pertains to for the week, but for some of you whom have been called to and you clicked the episode and you're like, I want to tune in, and it resonates with you about positivity. And sometimes, when we feed ourselves too much information and pertaining to improving ourselves we can become overwhelming. And even so, if it's not overwhelming, there is a heavy sensation that feels very, very uncomfortable because the mind and the body is experiencing a change, and it's saying, hey, what's going on, you know, with you? Why are you wanting to change? Um, And the way that I have been able to cope with it is um, allowing my mind and my body to understand that it needs to trust my decisions, because our um, our minds are here to protect us, right? And that's where our intuition comes in when it plays its role. But when we are um, familiar, or when we're dabbling in things that don't serve us, that are not good habits, that are toxic, and they don't cause us to grow. And for some of us who don't even know that we are in toxic lifestyles or routines, whatever that may be, you have to fill in the blank, listener. So I want to encourage you that, it's okay to feel what it is that you're feeling. Growth, it feels good, but the process is ugly. And for some of you whom are able to remain your stance and you're able to still go about your days and take care of the necessary things that you need to take care of, congratulations. Keep doing what you're doing and continue to strive. And for those of you whom it is hard to cope, we kind of fall back and then dabble back into toxicity, which is, don't think that's not normal, okay? Um, we're not going to judge ourselves, because remember that the universal love is the chain breaker. And I'm going to read that to you, and that is, judgments that have been placed upon us by ourselves or by others can shackle us, stealing our joy and will to live. Take time today to remove these judgments. Choose not to believe in the lies they tell. A judgment is not the truth. Also, this can resemble the thought pattern of having a perception of something that is not. Okay. Especially when if you are an individual who is dealing with anxiety and depression and things like that, when things become overwhelming, uh, for instance, let's say there's a group of people. Let's not say a group, let's keep it simple. There's two individuals and they're laughing, and you're amongst their presence. Automatically, by you having so much weight on you, or mentally stressed, mental toxicity, your reaction is, they're laughing at me, right? There's this illusion, and it's not so. So be easy on yourself, love yourself, be gentle with yourself, and remain positive. Eventually, those positive thought patterns and that routine that you implement in your life, your daily routine, night, from 24 hours, okay? Your 24-hour routine of being positive and thinking positive and taking positivity. Yes, it does become overwhelming at first. It's no different than drinking water, okay? Once you start getting in that habit, then you start reaping that replenishing reward. Okay. So what I want to do here for you is pull emotions from the back end that's going to come to the forefront, as well as actions of things that we may not be aware of. Possible affirmations may be replaced as a substitute. Affirmation pertaining to your authentic self. I reveal my true self. Okay, that is an emotion confirming what I was just talking about, and pertaining to when things become overwhelming because the mind and the body is in protected mode, and it's saying, oh, hold on, wait a minute, you haven't been positive, you haven't established positive routines, and now this is what you're doing. Oh no, you need to reassure your mind and your body that you are making the correct decisions, and they have to fall into suit despite of this is being in control over the flesh, being in control over the mind, right? Not allowing the mind to control you nor the body. Okay. Actions. And we have an affirmation, which is, I have been given endless talents, which I begin to utilize today. And that is beautiful because, listener, divine guidance is spirit warrior, and that is being brave and true. So let's go ahead and give direction pertaining to getting through, being positive. You're definitely not alone, listener. Positive, we have angry, impulsiveness. What I want to say before I go ahead and read the Knight of Wands in reverse, what I want to say is when we can have impulsive behaviors, it can be stemmed off of, quick movement of things not happening our way, or a distraction. You have to fill in the blank, listener. An impulsive behavior can happen when you become angry, right? An impulsive behavior is, well, one of the impulsive behaviors can be doing something that is not in the norm, a reaction of an action that you are performing that can cause the result to be either a consequence that may not be good, or it is you, listener, breaking the chains of the things that no longer serve you, that mean you no good. Okay, so we want to be mindful of our emotions so that we make good decisions. Okay, for when we have our own personal episodes, that people don't see behind the scenes, of releasing. And that can be a very, very hard thing. It's good to release because you don't want to release anger or frustration on someone else, because individually we all are going through something. And it may not be the same scenarios, but they are small elements of things that are in common. So pertaining to positive impulsiveness and anger, being reckless, and when we do those things can cause delays. So there is a passion willing within you to work on something, but you may not know how to funnel it, or perhaps what exactly to work on, or maybe you're juggling too many tasks rather than focus on something substantial. You don't need to do everything at once. Be sure to keep your impulses in check, because you're at risk of saying or doing something you may regret later. Okay? And I really, really want to encourage you, listener, if you're one of those people where your intuition is saying, don't you say nothing, and you still do it because you're an individual who has to have the last word, this is the time to break that habit, okay? Authentic. Affirmation, I reveal my true self. Direction for that is the 7 Pentacles. So listener, believe in your authenticness, because this is literally going to show off the hard work. You understand the value of hard work and investing toward long-term goals. You're not interested in quick wins. The 7 of Pentacles is telling you to look at the bigger picture. You may be frustrated that some things are taking too long to come into fruition. Your efforts will not go unrewarded, but you must remain patient. So, listener, I do have some entrepreneur reads. There's a collective, okay? And then there is a general. Check out both, and whichever one resonates, both can resonate with you. And that may give you some direction. So we also have affirmation. I have been given endless talents, which I begin to utilize today, which is very, very beautiful. This is also stemming off of entrepreneurship here. And we have the moon, risk. Entrepreneurs take risk. Illusion, confusion, intuition, caution. I'm going to clarify that. And that's with the Page of Pentacles. And that goes into desire and ambition, bringing in that manifestation, going into the sun, which is joy, success, and enlightenment. Let me break that down for you, listener. So in the beginning, you have the illusion, you have the dream, you have the vision, right? And you're taking the risk as an entrepreneur. This is not turning into an entrepreneur reading, okay? This is a general read, okay, pertaining to maintaining the positivity within and releasing it without, and being able to go through the transition, you know, the influctuations of the ups and downs, and when the mind and the body becomes unfamiliar with this new positive habit, okay? So pertaining to the affirmation, I have been given endless talents, which I began to utilize today, was clarified by the moon, which is illusions, taking the risk on your vision that you made clear and plain, stepping back and just saying, you know what, I'm going to put my best foot forward, and I'm going to put my all into this, right? By doing so, it goes into the Page of Pentacles, which confirms that ambition, in order to be able to bring in that manifestation, right? And with this vision, whatever this idea, service, or product, okay, just yourself, sometimes people as individuals, just your presence can be a service and a product, so moving forward, by taking that risk, right, and having that ambition and putting in the hard work, this is for those who are at this point, and this is to encourage you, listener, who have been battling, okay, should I do this? Yes, if you do have a 9 to 5, keep your 9 to 5 until and it is going to become overwhelming. And when you have a job and then you're trying to be an entrepreneur on the side, yes. But when you are able to prioritize and organize your routine, your system will come into place. It just takes time, okay? And then it goes into the sun, which is enlightenment and joy and success, okay? You're certainly feeling the warmth of the sun and have much to be thankful for. Quite a lot of joy and abundance are headed in your direction. Your energy and confidence are affectionate. Shine onto those who can care about you most. And that confirms when I was saying sometimes it's not about what you can, an actual product or service. You could be, just your presence could be the service or the product, which is very, very beautiful. Overall direction. And then we'll go ahead and put some love and light on this. Overall direction is the Five of Pentacles. I truly believe that the Knight of Wands is a big play with the Five of Pentacles because it has worry and insecurities. Worrying about things that haven't even happened yet, or worrying about things that you've let go. It's kind of like lingering on to it, kind of still being attached to it, needing to move forward. Let's go ahead. Moving forward from the Five of Pentacles, we have the Three of Pentacles. That's stepping away and really assessing, right? So that is learning, learning to collaborate, teamwork. And it says, everything is coming together. As the Three of Pentacles is indicating, you may be seeing the success as part of a team. Don't ignore the talents of others around you. Continue to collaborate. Get the last push towards your final goal. Okay, let's go ahead and shed some light on this general reading. Before I do that, I do want to shed some rebel. The reason why is because it started off with, impulsive behavior and being reckless. Let's see that rebel on there. Which is apologize. Yeah, this is really, 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 really confirming, especially for those, remember I was saying, if you're a person who just has to have the last word and you know that it's going to hurt the individual, if that has happened, listener, you have to be the bigger person and apologize. And for the most part, apologize to yourself. And the reason why I say apologize to yourself, because if some of your impulsive behaviors have to do with, mentally or physically hurting self, right? Putting ourselves in a deeper situation, right? We want to apologize to ourselves. Don't forget to apologize to yourself, right? But moving forward and pertaining to just apologize already, those collaboration and that teamwork, sometimes we have to step back. This really feels like entrepreneur read. But anywho, we have to step back and we have to, no idea is the wrong idea when it comes to teamwork and collaboration, but you have to be a collective, okay? Let's see if there's any more. Drink a smoothie, unfriend the individual, and throw the stuff away, whatever that means. Because this is not a relationship reading. It is a relationship reading pertaining to building, being able to, when you do teamwork and collaboration, that consists of working on a project or an idea, right? Or being a part of something, whether that is a group, association, organization. You have to fill in the blanks. Okay. And you know what this really means? Drink a smoothie and stop being unkind to yourself, right? And whatever you're holding on to, it can be possessions and things like that. Those things can hold energy, and it's time to, it's summer, but it's time to let certain things go. Memories, material, items, And then you need a good cry. Get it out. I think I was talking about that in the beginning. Let's go ahead and put some love on this for you, listener. And we're 19 minutes in. For those of you who are now just tuning in to SGL, welcome. Okay. We have a wedding. The situation involves marriage, which means And at the bottom, express your love, and which means attraction. From the bottom, which means, listener, this is going to be beautiful. Which means the situation involves marriage, which means you got to be all in. You got to be all in, you know. And a lot of people, I don't want you to be the statistics of you work so hard and now you've got the attention of those who want to collaborate with you, right? And believe in what it is that you're doing, because we all may have something in common, but the way we deliver, we have our own audience. You get what I'm saying? Potential new customers, potential, however you want to fill in the blank. Yeah, this definitely feels like entrepreneur read. But moving forward, you literally have to marry yourself and your business. And I don't want you to be that individual whom, you got this far and then you give up. This is not to prove people wrong, but you went through so much this far to prove people that what it is you believe in, your morals and your values, and the product and service that that you've been presenting. You stand so tall on it, and then you give up. No, when it gets heavy, you step back, you reassess, you take it slow. So you want to be very, 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 very smart when it comes to your financial stability, so that when there's the all highs, it's a time when you need to be frugal. When it's the all lows, it's time where you should be able to celebrate. Okay, it's kind of just flip them around. Okay, and then it follows into expressing your love. Go ahead and make those gestures. Go ahead and allow people to come in, as well as you putting in the footwork and allowing yourself. What I have definitely been tuning up into is really accepting the fact that to obtain the highest level of leadership, you have to step out of self and not want to demand people to say hi to you. It doesn't matter how long you've known them. Okay. Just an example. The level that you're trying to go, you have to be willing to step out and speak to people. You do. Especially those who are established, right? In their journey, they don't need to go out of their way to say hello or who are you. Okay? It's something to think about. And that is what's going to be very attraction, getting out of that stubbornness and just saying, hi, I am this, and this is the service that I am here to learn. I don't know. You have to fill in the blank, listener. And let's go ahead and shine some light, because the sun is shining with joy and enlightenment, vitality, beautiful. Peaceful, very beautiful. And we have Star Mother. How can you mother yourself? Yes, definitely something that my confirmation on, how do you love yourself? For some of you who, could have fallen astray from, listening to your favorite genres, start putting on your music. Just make sure it's something that can keep you balanced, not something that's going to cause you to be impulsive. You don't want to listen to something that's going to say, slap Joe, okay? Because we can have impulsive behaviors, and the next it's like, oh my gosh, I totally listened to what the song said. But moving forward, you want to listen to something, or what I'm trying to say is you want to direct your thoughts and your ways into something that is going to keep your sanity at peace. It's going to keep your clarity open. Okay. And since, it does feel like an entrepreneur read, I'm going to put some entrepreneur on your spread here. We're 24 minutes in. This is beautiful. Because this is not an entrepreneur reading. And we have a vacation. You earned it. I don't think this is literally a vacation. I really believe, because we have travel, exploration, connection, discovery, rejuvenation. I truly believe this is via Zoom, and you are traveling via Zoom. Different individuals being able to have the opportunity to explore different diversities, connections, and discover that you too have something in common and that you are not alone, right? And rejuvenation of that event occurring and feeling a refresh and a renew. But for some of you who are on vacation, kudos. I hope everything is going accordingly. Money magnet, and that is in reverse. That was me speaking of so that you can bring in that attraction. You're going to have to step out and say, hi, my name is, so what do? You're going to have to speak, okay? Step into your calling of leadership. Anyone can have a business, okay? A child has a business. A lemonade stand, whatever, selling beef jerky, I don't know, but understand this. A child has no problem with, hey, would you like to buy some beef jerky? Would you like to buy some lemonade? This is the same thing as an adulting. Hi. Fill in the blank. So we have a toolbox. What devices help you accomplish your task? Okay. Make a skill set inventory. Create a system that works for you. I need you to understand that. Create a system that works for you. Market research. Take notes on what others are doing in your niche. That is beautiful. Getting some guidance, asking some questions when you're doing that too. Okay? Because when you are diving in deep and you marry, your passion, okay, within self, it's going to always feel like a vacation. It's not going to feel like work. All right. So that is your general reading, listener, and pertaining to maintaining your positive true self, authentic self. We'll figure it out, but be brave and be true. Don't forget, love is kind, love is gentle, and that is you.